Alrighty, y'all. Hello. We are taking a look at something that Europe, every country in Europe pretty much is known for, especially from my perspective as an American. Architecture, buildings, structures. Yeah, it's pretty spectacular. Lots of stuff, hundreds upon hundreds of years old, tons of different styles, uniqueness. It's something that the U.S. as a younger country just can't really comprehend, right? A lot of our architecture and the way our cities look and everything is just so much different. So we're going to take a look at some architecture Reddits and, see what we can find throughout Europe. I think it'll be pretty cool. Let's go ahead and take a look. So starting out with something really old, it says, two of very few medieval houses still standing in Paris. So you guys have to help me out with how old these really are. Let's go ahead and take a look. As you can see, this is really cool. They're still standing. They're honestly looking good. You can see the age on it, right? You can clearly see the age. Things look a little weathered. They look a little warped even. But to be honest, it's pretty impressive. Actually, it's really impressive. I mean, how old are some of these pieces of wood here, right? It's incredible. And I know certain things here and there might have been replaced or renovated, but I don't know. This kind of thing is something you just would never, ever see here. And the style, everything, it's wild. The fact that stuff like this is just chilling at any random corner in pretty much most different cities and villages in, you name it, European country is just so cool. The historic value just can't be beat. Yeah, how old are these? These are hella interesting to look at, and of course, so different than any modern structure you would ever see. The comments saying it's a shame you didn't keep more of them. I mean, you guys still have some, but yeah, I suppose there's always could have been more, right? How many of these were lost and, of course, replaced with newer buildings. It said Notre Dame, surrounded by old medieval buildings, would look so much better. That would be a vibe for sure. This is just Paris. I'm sure there's other villages or cities, maybe in France. I mean, it's a big place. I'm sure there's other villages that might have more historic districts with older stuff. I'm sure that's a thing somewhere, right? This is something I should have mentioned that I was thinking while I was doing my commentary. I exactly thought, what would this look like on the inside? And someone commented that. Someone does theorize when they were constructed. Some people think the 1640s to the 1660s. Someone thinks all the way back to potentially the 1400s. This is a cool autumn picture. This is a row of Holland Park townhouses in the autumn. And I believe this is in the UK. Yeah, Kensington, London, UK. First of all, the car helps the whole vibe here, right? I feel like, remember, I'm a big car guy, but a lot of the old European cars I don't know, like I do American cars naturally. I don't know what this is. I don't feel confident to even guess, but it's clearly a cool car, right? The swooping fender style like that. Absolutely love it. That fits the vibe. And these are cool. They're bright white, like crisp, super crisp looking. Almost like as if it was like a toy set or like a railroad set, right? Like they look too crisp. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, it just looks good, right? Obviously, great lighting. The trees are changing colors. This is cool. Again, totally a vibe. Cruella de Vil's crash pad. Looks nice, though, yeah. And going back again in time, half-timbered houses dating back to as far as the 13th century in Limburg, Germany. Holy smokes, man. You know what's cool? Imagine walking throughout, these different cities in Europe nowadays, as you see this clash of like old stuff like this, and maybe in the distance or around the corner, there's modern buildings. Also, just in this picture, you see this clash of these really old structures and then a new BMW. I think that's kind of cool, right? It's just like a reminder of like the times, right? Old versus new. I think it's kind of fun seeing that. These, again, super spectacular. Again, I feel like they're showing their age, but they look good. And I mean, to think how old they are and that they're still standing is just incredible, right? You don't expect them to look perfect. That's kind of the beauty in them, is that they're still standing and there's imperfections and it really works. The style of these is just so unique, right? The colors and the little details. It's really cool. Really, really cool. Again, the most you'll see in the US is maybe like a theme park trying to imitate old European towns from different countries, or maybe there'll be like settlements. Like, remember, there are some German towns and French towns and all these things like in certain states in the US. And, I guess that's like a preview, like a little taste of what this is like for Americans, like if they want to visit those places. There's a lot of German towns and Scandinavian towns up in Wisconsin right above me. And it's pretty cool. But, obviously it's nothing like the source, like the actual places. So, yeah, this is just wild to me. Totally different vibe. This is spectacular. This is the Cafe Central in Vienna, Austria. Just get a look at that. Remember, architecture is something that I don't talk about a lot. I don't flex a lot, but it's like a hidden interest of mine. Like, I really am into it, but I don't talk about a lot. I advertise myself as like a car guy, and like, sometimes I'm into certain sports, sometimes I'm into, this or that. But like, I don't talk about architecture a lot, but it's something I'm always fascinated by. When I look at this stuff, I guess I just can't believe sometimes like the grandness of it all and the intricate details, and like how, I've only built simple stuff in my life, right? One of the biggest things I ever did, like, with my father was build a shed, like, of course I've never built like a house, and seeing how much work that is and how much thought goes into it, that's simple. That's like child's play when you compare it to something like this. And that's why I find architecture so interesting. It's like, how do people do this, man? It really does blow my mind. Whether it's modern or old, I think it's equally interesting. We're way zoomed in here, and of course it gets grainy, just the photo limitations, but you can see just amazing details, right? These arch elements, columns. It's so cool, man. Not to mention these beautiful earth tones. This is spectacular. If it looks this good in a photo, I imagine this would be amazing in person. Then you have this, the Palazzo Colonna, Rome, Italy. What do I say about this? This is absolutely incredible. Where do you start? Wow. Now, I've heard of the Leaning Tower of Pisa in Italy, right? I've never heard of these. These are the two Leaning Towers of Bologna, Italy. Check these out. First of all, this whole city looks so cool. All the red, right? The kind of the uniformity of it. At the same time, I guess the uniformity of colors, but then again, every structure seems to be unique. Also, beautiful landscape, blue sky, hills right outside. I mean, it's just perfect, right? This kind of setup is just, again, you just cannot find this in the U.S. It's just not like this. But anyway, we can see the two leaning towers here, and this also cracks me up. It's like super cool. And it's funny, right? Like that they're leaning, right? I mean, again, they've got to be old. I don't know why they start to lean. Maybe, I don't know if it's over time, it's, shifts in the terrain or earthquakes or what, but it's really cool. And as long as they're not leaning too far, right, where they topple over, then we're good. And it looks like this one is leaning this way and the other one is leaning the other way. So they're kind of closing in on each other. But this is cool. Now, what's crazy is modern architecture is equally stunning in Europe. It's not just about the old stuff. I still do like modern architecture as well. And a lot of European countries do great at this as well. This is Udi Library. I believe I said that right. And this is in Finland. Take a look at that, right? I do like pieces like this. It's pretty fun seeing a structure like that, because you think of structural integrity and engineering and architecture. It's fun to make stuff look out of this world, so to say, or like an art piece or like something you would draw, but you would never see in real life. It's cool to see that when it's actually done and to know that it's actually structurally capable and stable. I feel like that's very impressive when you see stuff like that done. So again, you see this with this like kind of liquefied, warped appearance, cool materials. Again, this is just a cool looking building. And this is a picture from a different angle of that place, by the way. Totally different vibe, right? I think that picture was taken from over here. And as you can see over here, it's totally different. This one side is like really warped. Even the ceiling or the roof is. It's just cool, right? It is a cool vibe. Talk about something out of a movie. This is a bookstore in Bucharest, Romania. Wow. Like this looks like the opening of a scene, right? Like a transitional scene in a movie where we're going to see characters like, I don't know, looking for something or looking for somebody in this place. You have a globe up top, super cool because it has like cloud cover. And multiple levels, like 4, maybe even more. Spiral staircases. I mean, this has got it all. I'm imagining you could pretty much find any book you might be after in here. If they don't have it, you're just out of luck. People are saying it looks like a carousel or a merry-go-round. I can see that. What's cool is a lot of these have extra features, right? Like this place also has a cafe at the top. I mean, why not? That's awesome. Here is just some awesome architecture in Sevilla, Spain. Let it speak for itself. Look at the colors. Look at the intricacies. Holy smokes, man. I just can't wrap my mind around this. That this is chilling all over the place in one city. No wonder everyone walks around, right? You would miss all this in a car. It would be too quick, right? You want to walk around and you want to take all this in. I get it. This is the Fisherman's Bastion in Budapest, Hungary. Again, so cool, right? Like the only thing you'll see in the U.S. like this would be, again, it's always like theme park stuff. Like you might see something, sort of like this, but it's not real, right? It's like made inside of a Disney place, Disney World or something. You know what I mean? Like this is crazy that this stuff is just all over in all these different countries, and it's real and it's old. How cool, right? I love the different levels and the shapes. Everything about it is just so cool. This is the Palace of Culture, Romania. Damn, Romania's got some awesome stuff I'm seeing. Wow, that place looks big. This is pretty cool and something I wouldn't have thought of. This is the walls of Dubrovnik, Croatia. I mean, look at that. I feel like I've seen aerial shots of Croatia for another video. I can't remember, like a long time ago. And I think I remember seeing this. But yeah, this is just wild. Again, you can see the age on this, right? How long have these been here? How much have they been through these walls, right? How much weather have they seen? How much sunlight have they taken in? It's crazy. If I remember right, most of these places, including like Dubrovnik, just gorgeous places. The landscape, the blue skies, the water, right? Really cool to see something like this. And especially when you see it and then you see all the cars down here. So it reminds you that it is taken, in the modern day, right? It's so funny. Oh my God. This is the Leuven Town Hall. How is this a thing? Whoa. I can't find anything else to say. I have seen, wow, I thought before this I had seen some really intricate buildings, right? That's the thing I always notice is like there's so many details and interesting pieces and hidden, things and just amazing architecture and angles and shapes. This is unbelievable. Where is this? Leuven Town Hall. This can't be in the U.S. There's no way, right? A historic Leuven Town Hall. Where is it? Oh, it's in Belgium. Let's look at images of this. Yo, this place is insane. Look at that. It's unbelievable. Wow. How do they build stuff like this? When is this from? It's a landmark building on the city's Grote Market across from the monumental street St. Peter's Church. Built in Brabantine, late Gothic style between 1439 and 1469. It's famous for its ornate architecture, crafted in a face-like detail. Yeah, I'd say so. So, yeah, I just like, I can't wrap my mind around this. You see like the individual, it's like there's people, like statues everywhere. You know, faces, bodies, sharp angles. You have these, are these called like spires, right? I think just everywhere. The roof is like, what's going on up here? I can't zoom in anymore. But yeah, this is absolutely phenomenal. That's insane, guys. I can't believe it. If you've seen this in person, please describe it, because I don't know if I've ever been so mind blown by building in a picture, and that's just a picture on a screen. What is this like in person? How did they build it? To the comments, beautiful. I would love to know the average yearly maintenance budget. Simple upkeep costs have to be astronomical. You know what? That's a great question. Please, anyone, maybe if it's not this exact building, but any old, spectacular structure like this in your area, if you're watching this from anywhere in Europe, do you know anything about that? What maintenance is like? What's it cost? What do they have to do to places like this to keep them going? I would love to hear that. That's a very good point. Our family went during the summer. It's a beautiful place. The whole town center is beautiful. I lived there for a year during university, one of my favorite places in the world. Can you imagine living somewhere like that? Like, I always say there's so many different ways to like live life, right? It's what's fascinating about our planet is like, you're living your life and someone on the other side of the world is like going throughout the same day as you in just a totally different fashion. I think that's what's so beyond like comprehension, right? It's so fascinating about the world we live in. And that's why I love this channel, is because I get to learn so much and, interact with people from different countries. And the fact that someone could live here, it's just like, it's insane to me. I just don't get it. It's awesome. Wow, they got me. They got me here. This is in Poland. It's a 3D art revitalization. So you have this old, this flat-faced part of this building here that's kind of tame, right? Kind of quiet, kind of boring looking. And they said, let's spruce it up. And I bet most people for a hot second are going to think, whoa, this is incredible. And then they get up to it and they see that it's flat and it's just a painting, but it's very well done. This is a cool, we see this a lot, right? Trying to revitalize things with cool artwork. We do this all the time in the U.S. as well. But this is one of the cooler, ideas I've seen for a blank canvas, so to say. These are awesome. This is Mykonos, which is in Greece. Look at that. I've always loved the pictures I've seen of this place. Greece, I have to dive into more on this channel. Fun fact, all the rally cars behind me were sent from a viewer from Greece, and they're from like a series where it was from a rally in Greece. So that's like behind me there. Very beautiful place from what I've seen, and I definitely have to learn more about it. I've never taken the time to learn about it. I just know simple things I've seen over the years on American media, which of course is, very basic. But yeah, I do know that they have a lot of these bright white, super beautiful houses and just villages that are all white. And then you have the blue too. So this kind of like aqua blue and the white. It's such a cool vibe, right? And it seems to be always sunny there, and you have the water around. Yeah, I can see why this place would be hella popular. This is the world's thinnest house in Valencia, Spain. You'll have to confirm if that's true, although I have to say it very well might be. In case you missed it, it's not this, which already looks thin. It's not even the end cap here. No. It's right here. Right. Hold on, let me scroll over. Yeah. Right here. Can someone tell me how the hell this works? It has its own address, 107. The whole house is the width of the door. Yeah, I'm glad I'm looking at this stuff. This is just absolutely mind-blowing to me. How is this a thing? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories. So it might be bigger than we think. I don't know. It's got 6 stories. My house can't say that. Oh, that is hilarious. I really wonder what this is like inside. And does anyone seriously live there? If they do, that's awesome. If they don't, I totally get it. I mean, come on, that can't be practical. Measuring at a measly 72 centimeters at its narrowest point and 1.22 meters at its widest point, the Carrot House in Warsaw is officially recognized by the Guinness World Records as the world's narrowest building. Is this house thinner than the Carrot House? Or in the Carrot House? I don't know what it's supposed to be pronounced like. So yes and no at the same time. All right, that's give that house a chance too. Let's look up this one. All right, I hope it pulled up the right one. Let's see. We have inside shots of this one. Holy smokes. What the heck? How is this a thing, man? That is crazy. What? What's it look like from the outside right there? That is hilarious. I'll let you guys duke it out in the comments what's takes the cake for the skinniest or the narrowest house, but both of these are pretty fascinating. I will say just in appearance, because it still like has more of a house appearance, I guess, like with the windows. I will say from the outside, this one looks hilarious, right? Because it literally looks like something you'd see in a storybook or something. Like, oh, this so-and-so lived in the skinniest house ever. Like it has that appearance, but it's actually real. It's not from a book. It's real life. All right, we're pretty much going to cut it there. I'm going to do a couple honorable mentions from outside of Europe just for fun, and then we will end the video. I really could look at these for hours. So if you liked this, please, let me know, and I would love to do more episodes of this because this just scratches the surface, and this is something I'm surprised I have not covered yet, and it's about time I did. I would love to learn more. Yeah, this was 10 times more fascinating than I thought it would be, and I had good expectations. European architecture is nuts. It's so cool. Some honorable mentions, I'll throw one sort of local to me. So, of course, I'm around the Chicago area of Illinois here in the U.S., and Chicago is a fascinating city, at least for U.S. standards. And as you can see, here's something cool. This is called the Aqua Tower. This is indeed in Chicago. It's interesting, right? I mean, you see it's got the windows, but it's got these weird kind of shelves looking things, and it looks like aqua. So when you are walking by it or driving by it, or if you have the pleasure of seeing it from the air, it does look like it's kind of moving almost, or like it's liquefied. I think this is pretty cool. And of course, it's very unique if you look at the surrounding buildings. So yeah, look for the Aqua Tower if you're ever in Chicago. It's pretty tall too. And then for just total mind-blowingness, this is the Dwarkadash Temple in Dwarka, India. India, fascinating place, man. Look at that. Like, I just can't wrap my mind around that. First of all, it looks like it's pretty damn big. And again, the details, man, I just cannot believe the details. Like, it seems like we just don't build stuff like this anymore. How were they building this hundreds of years ago? I can't wrap my mind around it. I just don't get it. That is hella cool. Hella cool for sure. So yeah, I'm going to cut it there. I would love to do this for hours, but I try and keep this short. So if you made it to the end, I appreciate you. I appreciate you all for watching. I cannot wait to see the comments on this one. Definitely going to need your guys' input and stories and suggestions. This was a lot of fun. I hope you had fun as well. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker, and until next time, y'all. Catch you later.